How many times are you gonna resign with white here, thinking this pawn is totally unstoppable? Because the rook cannot come to this square, otherwise it gets taken, so it cannot control the pawn. The king is too far away, and coming back with the rook this way, it's a lost cause, because all he has to do is bring the king and then queen. But what if I tell you that white is not losing this game? But you have to know the trick. Start with this check. The king comes down, now you take the pawn, and as you can see, he cannot queen, otherwise there is a check and then you will take the queen. It's too easy. Your friend is not gonna do this against you, he's gonna bring the king, thinking, I don't want him to check here, so I'm gonna control this square. He came to g6, so all you have to do is just go down and repeat the same threat of checking and taking the pawn. But your friend is gonna come down again, and now there is no way to fight. And most of you in this position, after this move, resign, thinking he's gonna queen on the next move and there is absolutely nothing I can do. You hit the table, you hate your life, and you start a new game without even analyzing this one, by the way. Instead, what you can do here is rook h5. That can seem strange, but if your friend queens, I'm sure now you saw it, there is a check. This is a fork. You're forking both pieces. And now you're telling me, yeah, but I don't get it because he can take. Yeah, but this is a stalemate. This knight controls this square. The queen controls this, and the king controls f8. But let's go back for a second. We tend to forget that we're playing against people who are trying to kill us. So let's just say that your opponent is gonna see this threat of stalemate, and he's gonna come here, controlling this square. What are you gonna do now? Now you give a check. He goes up, you give another check, and he comes here. All you have to do is keep checking on the same file like this, because when he comes here, you check again. And when he goes to f2, easy draw. Rook h2, this pawn is now pinned, and you will take the pawn on the next move. Let's go back for a second here. You play rook h5, he goes to f6, you give a check. He goes to f5, you give another check. And now, what if he goes on g4 instead? Because you cannot come to this square anymore, so you have to remember this. Whenever the king comes on the same column as the pawn, you have to go on the same file behind this way, and this is your new threat. So here you go to h8, and obviously he cannot queen, otherwise all you have to do is check and take the queen that is here. And now let me tell you how you can mess up in this position in your games. Your opponent is gonna move the knight. You bring the king for some reason, when all you needed to do is just give a check and then take the pawn. He brings the knight again. And now, let me tell you something, you just lost with white because of this move. Because when you try now to bring the rook, there is a check, and he covers, he intercepts the control of this pawn by giving you a check. You have to move the king, and it's over.